right, wisdom. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. It's morning for me. It's 11:32 a.m. in Sydney, Australia right now. It is Sunday, the 9th of January 2022, while I'm recording this podcast on wisdom. Because it's awesome! Wisdom, yes. Wisdom is the best, you know. And, yeah, a lot's happening right now in the world with this Omicron variant. Basically, in Australia, like, you should have seen the lineup just to get a COVID test. It was ridiculous. Like, basically, you had to, you know, line up for like probably nearly 2 kilometers before you could just get a test, which is crazy. Absolutely craziness, guys, you know. And I can see we've got a guest waiting. We're going to let you on stage right now on Wisdom. All right, hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you going, dude?
Oh, man, I didn't know you, I didn't expect you to accept it so soon. I thought you were going to go into your intro. I was going to let you do your thing until you wanted me in.
How are you since I last had you on the show?
Oh, man, I have been pretty busy, actually, remarkably busy, to say the least. But you were actually just touching on a topic of something that I'm actually working with right now, or having to deal with, as far as these vaccines, the Omicron variant and everything going on, and these tests, these ridiculously long lines. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think it was before Christmas. Oh my God, you should have seen the long queues for the car. They're so slow just to get a PCR test. I was listening on the Sky News last night that the government, I don't know, said we're not going to give free PCR tests. But how accurate? Not rapid antigen tests. Sorry, but how accurate are these rapid antigen tests that you buy from the chemist?
It's that there are things that I can really explain, but a lot of things I can't explain, and especially considering the climate that we're living in right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it I truly wish I could understand, but it's so there's so much, and I hate to sound like I'm a part of some kind of Republican Party or Democratic Party, because to be honest with you, I really am not too involved when it comes to that kind of political stuff. But I will say that there is a lot of misinformation out there as well. And it's very unfortunate that we have to be subjected to news and media outlets. I'm sure you've heard about it as well, but apparently in Israel, there's some new kind of some variant going around. They call it 8IHU, or quote unquote Flurona. I don't know. I would only hope that that's going to cease and not get any worse than what it is. But then I saw an article written by the New York Times saying that Biden is afraid to admit that these variants coming about could be one of the things that we have to get used to. And that's how you know there's something to be concerned about when it's getting into the point in which that our administration doesn't even know how to tackle it. It's really interesting.
Yeah, because this Omicron thing, it's like in Australia we've hit 35,000 cases and we're not in a lockdown, but we locked down when we were hitting 2,000 in the Delta outbreak as well, which is quite small. And I'm thinking to myself, can countries afford another lockdown?
Well, that is a good question. And the simple answer to that is no, they cannot. But how are they managing it? Well, our monetary system, luckily with the inception of cryptocurrency, there's other means to make money. The market is overtly inflated right now, the stock market. It's so bad to the point at which people, there's so much volatility in both the bond market, corporate bonds, municipal bonds. There's so much that's happening right now that I can't even keep up with the pace of it, because it's ridiculous. Like, the average person can't even keep up with the pace of the change of our monetary system, and how that's going to be a new adoption as well, with cryptocurrency and USDC as well. But there's so much going on that people want to break from it all. And the fact that there's another variant that's looming that could cause not only inflation issues, because inflation is an issue that we are tackling before it became as big as it is now. It's just that we're actually seeing the effects of inflation. For example, gas prices. But this kind of stuff has been happening for quite some time. But with the fact that people have been stuck in their homes and they're finally getting back out into the workforce, and or the ones that have been in the workforce and have been extremely burnt out, i.e. these hospitals workers, I mean, the labor force, which, by the way, is what drives the American economy, has been lacking severely. And so now we're suffering from various different angles of issues, economically, systemically, monetarily. So, to answer your question, no, I don't think they really know what they're doing right now.
Yeah, same in Australia too. I don't know if we have to live with this virus, or this virus is going to die out soon, because we're in the third year of this pandemic.
The third year.
Yeah. Yeah, 2022. Whether it's just going to die out and just be like a normal flu that you get, I don't know. I don't know how all these variants keep coming out. I'm sick and tired, and then always having to get a booster shot after a booster shot. It's very frustrating, because I'm a musician as well, and I like to go to concerts, and I like entertainment.
Right. And that's the great. That's the thing that's degrading to a lot of composers and musicians as well. Is the lack of having the chance to get out and have their creative liberty stuck confined to a studio.
The country music festival. Yeah, the country music festival in Tamworth has been cancelled this year because of this Omicron. Now, the problem with that is, if you're a singer and you're booked for the country music festival, right? Now, you've lost a lot of money out of that. And it's a shame, because if you're a musician who tours, that's how you make your living. Now, the current government is not giving out any JobKeeper or JobSeeker anymore. So how do you make your living? There's not a lot of work going on in the hospitality, tourism industry, or the service industry, as you call it in the United States. So the problem we have is, how can people make their living and, make their living and pay their taxes like hard-working citizens do? What's the solutions that we can control because of this? So there's a lot of problems with these, COVID-19 variants going on. I don't know what's going on with Israel right now, if they have their fourth booster shot. But I'm sure you just get fucking fed up with this shit. Yeah, you there?
Yeah, man. There's some stuff going on with it. Yeah, I was placing an order, and I kind of screwed the order. I'm out here ordering food.
What food are you getting?
So this is a place called Cane's, Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
Really good food. Chicken is great.
Nice. How much you pay for your food? It's dinner for you, I'd imagine.
So I'm buying for me and a couple of my other siblings. So I was already out running some errands, and I was like, "Do you guys want some food?" They're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, great." So I got like 4 box combos, I believe. I think that's what they're called. They're like $9 each. So in total, I'm paying like $36. But I'm in the military, so I'm gonna see if there's a military combo or a military kind of discount.
No, that'll be good. Do you like tipping?
I love tipping, especially when it's warranted.
Yeah.
Like,
how do you feel about it? Do you feel like you get pressured to tip, or do you tip because you want to do it, or tip because you got a good service?
So coming from a place where I used to work for my tips, I can understand that, it sucks sometimes, and you will or will not make money, and the vast majority of your income is based on tips sometimes in specific fields of work. So understanding that, I just think to myself, because the average tip you should give is at the very least 25%, given inflation. But besides that, I usually tip no less than 25%. So it's usually 25% or more that I tip. But how do I feel about it? I don't mind. I mean, I really don't mind. Those people work for the money. Most of those people work for the money. Some of those people, they already get. Okay, so let me get specific now. I understand that in certain, for certain tips, it's not required, because sometimes, like for instance, if you order pizza delivery, what some people don't know, there's a huge misconception. If you order a pizza in the U.S., part of that fee that when you order for takeout is already going to be for that delivery fee.
Yeah.
And I'm about to talk to her in 1 sec. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great.
Yeah, so this is what we have in the our society is tipping in the service industry. It's like, if you're working for $2 an hour, you can't earn a living off $2 an hour washing dishes, serving customers. That's humiliating, to be honest. And yeah, I don't mind tipping either. If they have a tip jar, put a tip in there. You know, it's good to support the local economy as much as you
man.
can.
My thing is that they're making an hourly wage that exceeds above $10 an hour in addition to tips plus delivery fees, because those drivers get those delivery fees. Then that's when I will start to rule in several other variables, if it's absolutely necessary or not. But like these waitresses and waiters, they make like $7 or $8 an hour below minimum wage, simply because they rely heavily on tips. And now when I factor in my meal, I do at the very least 25%. So, but if you give me enough alcohol, I'll probably give you 50%. Who knows?
What's military wage normally?
Thank you very much.
No, the total would be $33.18.
Oh, that is a steal. I love the discount. I'm sorry, what was your question?
What's military wage for you in the States normally?
So the average wages, well, not wage, because we're salary based. So on average, it depends per grade. So like, let's say you're like a private one, like the lowest rank of the lowest ranks you could ever be in the military. So so I hate to use the word wage. The amount that you make your salary is about like $25,000 at the lowest, which in America is pretty good, considering that the average school teacher.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
You as well. Considering that I won't say the average school teacher, but some school teachers make about that much beginning. But then as you go up in the ranks, it goes up by at least $5,000. So like, I would, I'm a E4, about to be an E5, which is basically a corporal, about to be a sergeant. So, and I don't mind really telling you this because this is public information. You can look this up on the website, so you'll know. But I, on average, make about a year's salary, about between 45 to 60 grand, depending on if we get put on any missions and stuff like that. But that's not considering several other variables like active duty pay, benefits, and so on and so forth. Schooling as well. They pay for your schooling. So anyone listening out there, they'll pay for your schooling. What about you?
Me, entrepreneur starting out. So I will eventually get there, But at least I got a roof over my head, and I'm happy.
Right? And that's what matters, as long as we have somewhere to lay our heads at night.
See, like, you serve your country, do you get free healthcare?
Yes. Well, our healthcare is in our contract, so we get what's called TRICARE. Okay. So when we get put on active duty benefits, it virtually is free healthcare. But if you're a National Guardsman soldier, you get civilian health care on top of that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Wow.
pretty good. Yeah, I can't really complain, man. I mean, the benefits are pretty great. They give you dental, they give you health, they give you a great life insurance policy. Thank you.
So what's your future career? I know you're streaming on Twitch, are you?
YouTube bags, by the way.
Okay, thank you. Yes. What was your question again?
You live streaming on Twitch?
Okay, nice.
Yes, you as well. Thank you. I do a little bit of both. I do a little bit of everything as far as streaming goes. We actually just had a stream on our YouTube channel for MOT Media. It went pretty good. But other than that, we do want to broadcast out on we actually use the streaming platform StreamYard, because StreamYard actually broadcasts on multiple platforms. So you can do it from Twitch, YouTube, or I forget what are the other streaming platforms that it lets you use it. But there
Facebook.
It's like yes, that I think Facebook. I'm not entirely sure just yet. I don't want to say it and not be sure. But it'll stream through a plethora of other streaming platforms that you can access our channel through. But other than that, yeah, pretty much. And then I use Wisdom as well, and I talk with topics with Mac about any worldly topics besides that, because I want to be decorrelated from my channel, because other than talking about finance, I love to talk about other topics too. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's
about
it.
that.
You got to talk a wide variety of topics. Definitely.
Yeah. Like your show, right?
That's it. Did you hear about Malcolm? Did you hear about Joe Rogan? One of his episodes got pulled down from YouTube.
Considering that it's Joe Rogan, I would not be surprised.
Why is that? Why would YouTube want to pull one of his episodes down with a professor?
Because some information, YouTube has a team dedicated with, they have a full team of people that literally watch YouTube videos, and they usually determine what they view is under FCC regulations, basically censored, and what they want as far as content goes, even though there are some suggestive content on YouTube. But basically, if it spreads misinformation or it's flagged as, because if you get enough people to flag a video on YouTube, they will take it down. And I can only assume that there was an excess of flags on the video from viewers, that they decided to say, oh, okay, well, I guess this video's our viewers don't like it, so we'll take it down. Or one of the first steps that they'll do is they'll demonetize you. So let's say you're getting paid by an advertiser and you have a video on YouTube. Depending on how it makes viewers feel and how the algorithms go, they'll take away your advertisements for that video and any revenue that you've made from it. So they'll even do it to videos that you've already made, which sucks, and that you've already profited monetization off of. But they'll also do it to videos that you just recently posted as well. And they'll strip that from you first. And if it's that bad, then yeah, they'll make you take it down. Or if it's even worse, they'll take off your whole channel.
Yeah, I think it happened to Alex Jones. You know, that conspiracy theorist bloke?
Yes.
He's been on Joe Rogan's show, podcast a few times, but I checked out Alex Jones's show. The stuff he says is just makes me uncomfortable, man.
Yeah, I won't deny that either. I haven't really checked him out, but I like to listen to the grapevine of watching other YouTubers talk about other YouTubers. I subscribe to this one channel called Drama Alert, and I don't like to really watch a lot of celeb drama and YouTuber drama, but some of the stuff is compelling.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's
the
YouTube.
life we're living now.
I know, and I'm thinking I should move to Vimeo. Like, what if
would benefit you if you move to that platform?
I could probably get monetized quicker.
I don't doubt it.
But then you have to pay. You got to pay a monthly fee with Vimeo.
Yeah, man. A lot of stuff nowadays is pay to play.
That's slack.
Well, especially if you're, if you bring in a lot of crowd and reach. If your reach is really high as an influencer, then I'm sure they'll have some kind of slack for you, or they'll be like, okay, well, we understand. especially if you're already migrating from another platform to another one. They're going to go, oh, okay, well, we know who this guy is. Let's see what we can do. You'd be surprised. I mean, some of these YouTubers, they get basically like a huge slap on the wrist, especially considering that some of their content they post is borderline, offensive, and they still let them roll with the punches too. It's really interesting. But I think it would benefit you, and I think I should also consider doing that as well. But I don't bring in enough reach just yet.
Let's talk about Vimeo, right? How come that didn't succeed? YouTube took over the world.
Well, you got to remember, YouTube is it's been around since 2005, and it's a subsidiary under Alphabet company, Google in this case. And Google owns a lot of companies, and Google received a lot of scrutiny because at one point they were monopolizing all of these smaller tech businesses because they want to be a very large, as they are, media conglomerate.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me that they bought either a few subsidiaries from under Vimeo or not. It wouldn't surprise me if they did. Sad as it is to say, that's just the harsh reality of what it is, especially when you have other companies like Amazon or Jeff Bezos acquiring all these other small businesses. And it's sad because some of these tech companies right now are struggling because of the pandemic, and they don't have enough developers, they don't have enough coders, they don't have enough people to work with them in the software department. So now they're slacking on updates. And now people are migrating from their platform and saying, screw it, I'm going to go to something else. Yeah, it's been pretty tough for tech.
Well, then you think as an entrepreneur, then you think, oh, should I take the buyout? That's the problem.
They do take the buyout and they cut their losses because it's easier for them to. The funny thing about buyouts is that when a company is undergoing a huge crisis financially, some of these times when they do a buyout, their buyout will exceed the amount they owe company or they owe the banks.
Because you're breaking up.
I am in debt, right? I have a debt. Oh, how do I sound now?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, you're just breaking up a bit.
Yeah, I'm driving in certain parts, and I might sound like a little robot from time to time, or poor reception. But yeah, usually when companies are getting bought out, these bigger companies pay off their debts and everything for that. And if you're very desperate, like more than likely, you probably would take out a buyout and just say, well, I tried that project and it is what it is. But if you have enough pride and confidence in your company and you know that you guys can really be something great, then don't take the buyout. Roll with the punches, suffer the short-term losses, and keep going.
Well, that's the problem with Amazon. They're just buying out everyone. They're trying to get in the streaming, music. Well, they got their Audible, which is okay, but there's some stuff I'm not very happy with Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon is acquiring a lot of smaller businesses, and they're buying a lot of Audible, like a lot of platforms to have more control. Well, I don't like to use the word control, but it suits this particular topic. But they're giving their users more accessibility and convenience.
Yeah.
By buying out these other businesses, so they can cater toward the liking of their customers, especially as the metaverse becomes more prominent. But that's another topic for another day. But YouTube cancel culture, man. Oh man, it's so common now. It's ridiculous. You got to be careful with what you say because anybody can get canceled, and cancel culture extends beyond just YouTube too.
Well, why? Because I have music videos, right? And I like to use the word free speech. I'm a bit of a believer in free speech, but YouTube doesn't like that. Free speech.
Yeah, I would say how do I phrase this? It really depends on the amount of influence that you have.
Yeah.
As says it is to say, like, if you're not like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, David Dobrik, you don't have over, at the very least, or like PewDiePie, then they're going to assume that you are out you're not you're creating more problems than you are any benefits, and people don't listen to you, so they will discredit you. Because like, there's been times where I have a few YouTube videos on my YouTube channel, but it's just music. Like I post my music on there every now and again, and
Yeah.
YouTube started monetizing my videos, and I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you guys monetizing my videos? I get a lot of views on my videos, so somebody's got to pay me for this. It's not fair. Because one of my videos are surpassing over 1,000 views, and I would only have thought that like they would pay you for these advertisers to run their content. It's like, I feel like that's a violation personally. That's not fair in my eyes.
I mean, it is discrimination for a small channel starting out too, and I wish their monetization would be much easier.
Okay, this guy's gonna keep his brights on. Okay, blind everybody that drives past him.
Sure.
But yeah, us smaller YouTube, like smaller businesses out there, smaller anything out there has a little bit of a struggle to get things going. But once things get going, though, things start to smoothen out. Like I've come to notice that the more influence that you bring, the easier it is to keep a crowd. As sad as it is to say, but it's the harsh reality of what it is. Especially because I look at some of the TikTok influencers out there and YouTubers, and they do the most. I don't like to judge. I really don't. I truly don't. This is just from my observation. They make it look so easy because it is easy, but because once they've finally gotten themselves into a really good position, they can say just about anything. But they're not getting in trouble. It's like you getting in trouble at your job for doing something that a manager does on a daily basis. It's like, how come I get in trouble for it, but my manager doesn't get in trouble for it? That's not fair. So, a little bit of discrimination, a little bit of favoritism too. The same thing goes with Netflix specials. They only give Netflix specials to certain celebrities.
Yeah, it's like these huge tech companies want to become politically correct. That's just what it's come down to.
That's a heavy statement there, but it's true though.
Yeah. It's like, where's streaming going to be in the next 5 to 10 years?
I think we both know where it's going to be. I think we all know. Streaming is obviously is becoming more prominent amongst both younger and older generations. I mean, cable companies are dying out. Like, if you get a call from a cable company and they're like, "Hey, would you like to get DirecTV?" Nah, man, I'm already streaming, man. Oh, well, we stream too. Nah, man, I like my Hulu, my Amazon, I like my Netflix. It's just convenient. Streaming's becoming more convenient to the average person. And I also attribute the fact that the pandemic played a role into that, considering people were locked in their freaking houses under government mandates, or just because they couldn't go to their jobs because they got furloughed. So now it's just like, well, I mean, what do I do? Because my cable is not working well, and I have kids that like to watch Disney Plus, so on and so forth. And it's just much more convenient than to pay an arm and a leg for all of this cable nonsense for it just to fail me. Cable is losing its juice.
Oh, definitely. Like, I had cable when I was younger, but you just get advertising after advertising after advertising. I just got fed up.
Plus, nobody likes to watch ads anymore. Like, I find myself paying for the YouTube Red more than anything.
I've got a YouTube channel, Malcolm. And it's all about music. Have you seen it yet?
I have not, but I am clicking on your profile right now because I finally got the chance to part. So let me check you out. I love musicians, people that express themselves through music. So definitely down. I'm just gonna subscribe just by proxy, and I'm gonna check you out when I get the chance because I can't multitask on my phone, sadly.
Yeah, check it out. Leave some comments in the comments and ask questions about music as well.
Most definitely, man. I would say the same for me as well. I mean, if you really want to listen to some of my projects, you most definitely can. I will tell you right now, a lot of my projects on my YouTube channel, apart from my SoundCloud, are older projects. So that's when I was first getting into the game of music. But like my newer music is a lot better now because I've been doing this for about like 6-7 years. So I've progressed. And I give myself credit for seeing my own progression because it feels so good. And I'm sure you can relate as a musician to see how you started out to seeing where you are now.
Yeah, it's an amazing journey, Malcolm.
Oh, crap. I forgot the extra sauce. Oh, they're going to hate me. All right. I do want to say, Stephen, I look forward to more conversations with you. I do appreciate this discussion. Just look out for me whenever I make a topic or anything. If you're following me on here, and you can hop in on my discussions as well. We can hash out more discussions. I look forward to it. And you keep being great, man. All right?
I will, Malcolm. Take care. Happy New Year.
Likewise.
See ya. All right, that was Malcolm. That was a great conversation, great way to start, wisdom today, Sunday morning for me, all the way in Australia, having my coffee at the moment, I suppose, yeah, you just got to stay true to who yourself is and your true brand. Why do we have cancel culture in the world? And cancel culture's going on for years and years, even before the pandemic. How would you feel if you've put all your your blood, sweat, and tears into your show and then you get cancelled? Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? But I guess you find the right platform for your audience, and your right community. This is why I like wisdom. It's just better. I was on a room on Clubhouse yesterday. I was on a dating room and got asked one of the most stupidest questions of my life. Oh, what's your favourite restaurant? I go, Italian. No. And then the guy goes, oh no, I meant it as in like, where would you go to your favourite restaurant? He says. I just said, oh, fuck this, I'm out of here. I don't know, dealing with ego people. I don't bother arguing with them. But yeah, cancel culture is definitely taken over, like Twitter, like Donald Trump got banned off Twitter. Alex Jones as well. I know I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump, but people don't really like the Prime Minister of Australia much, or the former Premier. Yeah, people are... Yeah, I don't know what people are thinking now. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally. As well. Can see we've got another guest waiting. Alright, here we go. Alright, hello Julie.
How you doing?
Great, how are you?
I'm alright. I'm hearing terrible things about Australia though. Not
yeah. No, it's not.
No. Why is the world standing by and allowing these things to occur?
I think it's a lot of misinformation from the media.
It's very strange, isn't it? Very strange. Because, I think, curbing people's freedoms generally is not always a good idea. That's,
No, it's not. And it's like yesterday they changed the whole rules about the isolation and people get confused.
Yeah.
When you have to quarantine.
Yeah. This is like, it's a real muddle, isn't it? No wonder people don't know whether they're coming or going and what they should or shouldn't be doing.
I know.
It's just a right mix-up. It's like someone's put a massive spoon in a massive pot. We're all in it and they've just given it a quick whip round. That's how it feels. So, that's kind of why I try and do what I do. And I just want to get as far and fast away from it as possible.
Exactly.
I'm doing a runner.
Yeah.
Doing a runner, basically. But
No,
yeah, absolutely crazy.
no, and that's what's happening. I don't know how long the pandemic's gonna last. 3 years into this,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
it is. It's so oppressive. You know,
Exactly.
I know that's quite a shocking word for some people, but that's exactly what it is. It's oppressive, and I'm not happy about it.
No.
But what we're going to do? I can be unhappy about it over here, and so is unhappy about it over there. But that's not going to tell anybody of any importance how we feel. And then when you do tell someone of importance how you feel, you get slammed down. You get said, well, you're just being weird. You're being anti this, or troublesome that. Pipe down. That's what you get told if you actually say what you're thinking, even though so many of us are. We're all finding it very oppressive.
Well, how do you feel about Boris Johnson?
Oh God, what a bloody idiot!
What's he done?
Right, this is what I think about Boris Johnson. Right, Boris Johnson was mayor of London a few years ago. If I'd have put money on him being prime minister, I would have been loaded, because I just can't see how this prime minister who's going on about bicycles, Mayor of London was going on about bicycles 1 minute, and the next minute he's running the country. What the hell?
Yeah, because I hear a lot about him in Australia, and I'm like, what's this got to do with Australia?
Yeah. Yeah. Australia's its own country, isn't it? Why are these prime ministers or everything dib-dabbing their fingers in every other country? Why is that? It's just, I don't know. 1 minute they're battling against each other, and the next minute it's so and so's doing this. Oh, we're doing that next. We're going to do that next. No, make your own mind up. Lead your own country, mate. Leave other people alone.
Yeah. Scary, isn't it?
It's massively scary. It is. And the only thing I can do is kind of do my best to kind of steer away from it all by having a goal that I'm hoping won't get spoiled. We, this week, today, in fact, there might be another lockdown in Britain. That's just appeared today on mainstream news for us. So if that happens, my plans could be scuppered. But will they, though? Or will I work around that? What do you think? Because you've spoken to me before. Yeah, you know exactly I'm going to work around it. I am. Yes. Because I'm not happy to allow somebody that knows nothing about me or my life to be putting down rules that will be crushing me and imprisoning me. That is the way I feel about it. And so, yeah, I'll just have to be loud and proud, just go my way and do my thing anyway. But the thing is about it is it would probably add a couple of weeks onto my journey.
You think it's signs of the second coming of Jesus Christ?
Well, something. What do you think, Stephen?
Yes and no. I mean, like getting all these floods going on and natural disasters. 1 minute I think yes, and then next minute I think no, and then maybe not, maybe yes. I don't know.
Well, exactly that, and that's where we all are. Exactly in that place. We don't know, and you know what? We don't know causes, don't you?
Mm,
Fear.
yeah.
That's what it causes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had quite a lot of fear coming in my life during Christmas for some reason.
Did
Now
you?
it's gone away. Yeah, fear. FEAR, fear.
Why?
I don't know. Like in my mind, just this: what if this happens?
Yeah, this is what's getting to me really, is it doesn't matter how strong a person you are at the moment or how mentally strong you are at the moment. This pandemic has affected everybody to that
Yeah.
extent. You know, even if you're quite confident and you've got a plan and all of this stuff, doesn't matter. This pandemic has caused a lot of mental distress to people
Uh-huh.
in a scale that I've never seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I kind of liken it to how people must have felt during world wars.
Mm-hmm.
First and Second World War. So you've got the guys going off to fight, and you've got the people that are left at home. The stress levels and the mental levels of that would have been phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And I liken this to that, this pandemic thing and the mental stress that we're all going through one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
The what ifs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we're still here, and we're still surviving. We will be okay.
It's like that tennis player Novak Djokovic got denied a visa to Australia to play the Australian Open.
Yeah. He got denied that because of a decision he's made.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, I'm presuming the guy's kind of quite intelligent, and he would have known that could have been a possibility.
Uh-huh.
The same as I know that what possibilities there are for me.
Uh-huh.
Things that could happen. But I'm not going to let that bother me. But I think that he is just standing by what he believes, I think. And so he will have to continue to do that. But some people have a say on it that really are not the sort of people you'd expect to be involved in decisions like that.
Yeah.
That's what surprised me. So you'd get somebody from aeronautic engineering, say, just a title that grabbed out of the air, making a decision on rules for COVID, and you're thinking, why are you making the decisions on that? What's your gig? How come you get to decide? That's kind of bothering, really. But yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. I'm in the process of writing another single to publish a music track this year. So I started that. Working on another music video.
Brilliant. And, keep doing what you do.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. Just keep doing what you do and stay focused. That's the key, really.
I was talking about cancel culture before with YouTube, how it cancels people.
I don't get what you mean. Can you kind of be more, just pretend I know nothing and explain to me what
like, if you're going on about political topics that they don't agree with, they cancel you.
Oh, yes.
When you tell the truth, I guess.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. Definitely. There's a lot of that. Which is unfortunate, because then it means you're only getting a particular opinion on things, aren't you? You're not free to roam. In fact, you are probably being information stifled, I call it. Which means if you don't have all of the information at hand, how are you supposed to make an informed decision? which is what people expect you to be able to do when you are thinking about anything that is important to you. They expect you to gather all the information, and that information has to be available to you for you to make an informed decision. If you've got this cancel culture going on, which is massive at the minute, I mean, you've got to be so careful what you say, what you do, because you don't want to be under that. You don't want to be cancelled because you said one thing, and yet you've got a variety of things to say. So already we're being careful, you know, including me. I'm being careful, even with what I'm saying to you now. I'm trying to be as careful as I can be so that I don't get poofed off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's what it is it's denying the whole of the coin. The coin's got two sides. The subject, the coin. And we're being denied one side of the coin, really, by this culture. It's rubbing the head off, you know. Say you've got like the heads and tails, just rubbing the head off. And people used to do that in the old days, because I'm a metal detectorist as well. You'd find a coin, and sometimes the coin's face would be rubbed off because they didn't like the person in power, and that was their way of showing it. They'd just rub the head off. That's what's happening with information. You're not getting both sides of the coin, are you? It's being rubbed off or cancelled.
Well, it's like
Crazy.
Abraham Lincoln getting assassinated, JFK getting assassinated.
Yeah.
I think if you spread
People have
the
been
truth.
stunned.
Yeah.
Yeah, JFK was pretty good for that, unfortunately. It cost him. It cost him dearly. Because I think, you know, he was starting to speak the truths, the things that were hidden, you know, and that was why he...
Like Insight Timer meditation app shared a quote. I think it was it the Confederate or the North and South, or I think one's on the right or left. They pretty much took the post down because it was a quote from the right. That's what's going on. Like companies now are going toward the LGBTQ community, marketing to that. That's what I've seen. Spotify do it.
Yeah.
TED
It's
Talks.
called steering. It's called steering.
Yeah. You remember, you've heard of TED Talks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go, but then that like at one point people were talking like most fabulous topics of engineering, but then they just moved to the left politically, gender rights, and that's what just threw me off. That's all it's just become now.
So I've got it at the wrong point, because me and my daughter both were talking the other day about TED Talks, and I put the app on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have the app.
I wanted it for the scientific, for the things that I didn't know, the things that I could think about. That's what I wanted it for. Because, you know, I like to be educated. I do like to be educated. I like people to teach me things, and especially stuff that is intricate and I can delve into and really enjoy. But
Al Gore was on TED Talks.
No way.
Yeah, climate change. It's pretty
really?
Interesting. Yeah.
I'll bet that was interesting. Yes, Al Gore and his climate change. Let's have a look into that, shall we?
There's one other TV I can't stand Vice TV. I really can't stand Vice TV at all. It's just negative.
Oh, I've not heard of that.
I think it's on YouTube.
That'll be right.
You know. But anyway, like, I try to watch something positive.
Yeah, you got to keep your pepper up. And if not, don't watch anything at all. That's sometimes a good thing to do.
Exactly.
That's what I tend to do, is completely switch the lot off and just exist for the here and now in my space. And the space, you know, and the people around me are positive people, and that tends to pick me up, stop me worrying about the bigger thing that I can't fix, because I can't fix that.
Yeah.
So that's how I do it. But yeah, I agree with you with the old cancer culture. Yeah, that's not a good thing. Not at all.
See, I often ask myself, I know not a lot of people like Donald Trump. I'm not a big fan of him. But what if Donald Trump was right all along about this pandemic being grown in a laboratory?
What? Yeah, we'll never know, will we?
Mm.
You know, we'll never know. He could be right. We're not going to know because no one's going to tell us.
No.
I did find out that it was 77 years, I think, that they said that they would write up a report on this pandemic. And that's been shortened now by Americans. Yeah. Way to 6 months.
I mean, Joe Biden's pushing this vaccine mandate and serious. Like, if you're not getting vaccinated, they say you can't come to work.
That's right.
I had a friend in New Zealand that this happened to, drives a bus, and he didn't want to be vaccinated, so they said, sorry, you can't work anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, that's happening. It's happening here as well.
Shit.
But, you know, you've just got to think round the box. That's all you've got to do. Think round the box. Because there'll be ways, and, you know, there'll be ways of going around it. Believe me when I say that, because my job is coming to an end soon.
How come?
And because of decisions that I have made. I'm happy with my decisions. Therefore, I'm happy if my job doesn't want me to show up anymore, I will do something else. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not, you know, I don't want to be pinned one way or the other. I want no political thing at all to do with it. All I want people to know is that the ether, or what will be, has pointed me in a direction, and I'm going there, and I'm going to see what that's like. I'm not going to worry about the job.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about it. Although I enjoyed what I did. And, you know, I am just a worker. I go in, do my job. There'll be plenty of people to do that job for me. So it's not like, you know, it's not like I'll be missed. I've done what I can do and will continue right to the point that I leave to do my job to the best of my ability and give it my everything. And then when it's gone, it's gone. That's life. And I'll just go and do something else.
You can't work forever.
Well, no, because my old bones will give up and I'll be absolutely knackered. So, yeah, I might as well go and live life, eh? What about just living life? I'm going to go out there and just live my life. That's it. I'm shaking off the chattels and chains. I'm just going to go and do this thing and try and shine a light on freedom and choice. People have done that before me. People have done that. Very famous people have done that before me. They've shone a light on choice and freedom, and I want to celebrate all of those people that have laid themselves on the line for my choices and freedoms by making the most of it. You know. So it's kind of a hat tip to those people that have suffered, you know, to gain freedom. People who've there's so many people that I can think of that have fought about, for whatever reason, freedom and choice, and I still want that, and I will fight for that, and that's all I can say. But when I watch the world and how it is now, with like the cancel culture and the separation and divide between people, the separation and divide between communication. We no longer can communicate. Luckily, we've got apps like this, which are a godsend because you meet like-minded people. Those are good things. But we're being constantly divided and isolated because we're easier to manage that way. We're just easier to manage that way. That's all there is to it, really. Yeah. That's why I want to be a fighter.
That's what's good about audio apps now. Can talk to people around the world.
Yeah. And no one's censoring anything that you're saying to me right now, which is great.
I hope not. Yeah.
No, they're not.
Awesome.
Which I really like. Not unless someone's got they've got like ready to gag you at any second. But yeah, it's I love talking to you as well. I like talking to you. I like having a conversation with you. It's always good fun as well, you know, because you're a real good interjector. You know, you're a good person to what if and what about, and I like that. Keeps me ticking.
Well, let's talk about fear. FEAR, fear.
Yeah.
I'm sure when you're a kid, parents put fear into you, saying, if you do this, this and this is going to happen, or the boogeyman. But I feel society has put a lot of fear into us.
Yeah, it has. It has. And fear is also a tool. People are more malleable when they are fearful. They will search for refuge when they are fearful. So if you can instigate the fear and offer the remedy, you have power. That is absolutely correct in every sense. So you put the fear in and then you offer the consolation, the comfort. That is how you have power. And that's what fear is about. You know, I've had times when I've been fearful and there's been no refuge. I've had to just deal with it. I've had to rationalise things. That's how I have to think about fear. I have to sit on it for a bit and think about what I am fearful of and why I am fearful. And then resolve it myself. But yeah, when you've got a lot of people who are fearful all for the same thing, my goodness me, this is what happens, isn't it? It's okay, I'll do that. I'll do that because that's stopping the great big fear thing. I feel better now. Yeah. Fear. It's a scary one, isn't it?
For everyone.
What do you think?
It can either motivate you or demotivate you. Or put you under anxiety. Yes.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, that is the thing. And it's a good thing to say that yes, you are fearful. It is good to recognise it, because once you've recognised it, you can undo it to a degree. You can mull it over and reassure yourself. But when you've got people who are fearful to see their own families and fearful to walk out in the road, or fearful to go into hospital, or fearful of fearful of injections, fearful of vaccines, fearful of not vaccinating, fear. Because the thing is with it, it's affecting everyone, that fear. Whatever you think about it, it's affecting you. It's affecting me. all the time. It is responsible for the decisions I make at the moment. And what power that is, really. You know? It's shocking.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is there strategies of overcoming fear to achieve success?
Yeah, well, that's what sitting with it is recognizing it first, and then analyzing it, picking it apart, sitting with it, and not doing anything really, just picking it apart. What is it that's making you fearful? And find your own facts if it hasn't been cancelled to reassure yourself. Yeah.
So are you listening to any podcast or radio stations at the moment?
I flick on here quite a lot, and I try really hard not to watch TV or news, really. I flick through, my phone will give me a few headlines every now and then. That's as near as I get to the news. Excuse me. I like listening to David Icke and what he's got to say, because he's completely the opposite end of the board. I like listening to him. I like listening to the polar opposite. And then somewhere in the middle, I can pick and choose what I feel I'm comfortable with and go forward from there. Oh, excuse me. I sometimes listen to a guy called, what's his name? Max Mogren. He lives in Wyoming. And he makes, he does a podcast. But even he's been told to pipe down a couple of times, because he's just out there giving you the information. He's only giving out information, and that's it. That he's found himself. But when he goes to put it out there, it's, I've been banned from this platform again, and it's like, well, it's a shame, isn't it? Because he tries to give you the information. Whatever you decide to do with that information is up to you, but at least it's there. At least it's, there for you. You make your own choices and you make your own decisions about these things, but it's kind of nice to have a few different things to listen to.
Yeah.
That way. So, yeah.
Keep an open mind.
Yeah, keep an open mind at all times. Don't be swayed by anybody. That's not what the intent is, to do that. Keeping an open mind is a good thing. Keeps you clear. Yeah. Don't be sucked into anybody or anybody's sort of, wing, really. You've got to do your own flying. You've got to do your own flying, really.
Yeah.
So how about you? If you listen to anything, or what do you listen to?
Sky News, Fox News.
Yeah,
is what I mostly listen to when I'm working out. It's like being a musician. I don't really seem too keen to listen to Spotify anymore, so that's what I listen to. I like to know what's going on. Yeah.
It's good to be informed, isn't it, to a degree, with whatever information you can blooming get, really.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's how I keep up to date.
Yeah, you got to a degree. You got to. I mean, like I said to you, that was like a couple of bits that rolled onto my phone. I'm quite happy with that. That'll do me. I'll have them just the one sentences, please, and then I can make my mind up whether I want to look into that or not. But yeah, so how is your music going then? How's that coming on? Is that all right? You comfortable with it?
Yeah, definitely comfortable. Started writing a new single, or single's just a music track, just one single. But for this year, got a draft done, and putting together another music video for my first album. It's called The New World Order. I wrote a song like that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, some of my stuff is political.
Yeah, I like it. I like that. That's why I like talking to you.
Yeah,
Because
I've
I
got a
like the fact
song
that, you know, you...
called
Sorry, carry on.
Judas. Yeah, that
Yeah.
got played on a community radio station in 2020. I've got a video for that on YouTube. And yeah, everything's original. It's who I am. It's my true self. I don't impersonate any other people.
Good work. That's what I like to hear. Anyway, you've got
Mm,
plenty of characters. You don't need to. You don't
mm,
need to impersonate anyone. You've got your own thing going on there, and
exactly.
that's good. Yeah.
And it's all original.
Yeah. That's what you want. That's what you want.
Mm,
It's nice to hear. It's rare these days, believe me.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. I'll have to see if I can find you on YouTube then.
Yeah. Can tap on my profile on Wisdom and check it out.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'll do that. I shall look
And
you
I've
up.
got the hashtag shorts series on YouTube as well. Do shorts with special effects.
Yes, I think I've seen some of those. I think I have seen those. I'll have a look though, just to make sure. But yeah, it's always good to talk to you. I like talking to you. You get me thinking a little bit, which is just great. And you kind of know what angle I'm coming from already because we've chatted before, haven't we? So it makes me comfortable. So thank you for that. Definitely.
Oh, you're welcome.
But try not to worry about the fear thing too much. You have to lift it off and just fling it to the side every now and then. I'll have enough of thinking this way. Just fling it off to the side and give it a break. Give yourself a break, really. Yeah, because it can be very oppressive thinking about it. But yeah, it's there with us all. We've all got that. We've all got it. But you know, we've got each other to look after, really. So yeah,
Well, that's what you got to do. Surround yourself in a community of people who want to succeed in business, life, spirituality.
Yeah, all of those things, and you'll be okay. They'll support you.
Yeah, you need that. You can't be an entrepreneur alone.
Sorry?
You can't do entrepreneurship alone.
No, you need people. That is the absolute, yeah, you're quite right there, definitely. You need the people with you. You need people to support you. Yeah, you do, definitely. Anyway, I'm going to fly off. I'm going to borrow your cape, Stephen, and I'm going to fly off.
Thanks, Julie.
Absolute
All right,
pleasure.
take care.
And you too. Speak to you soon.
You too, bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was Julie, all the way, I think, in the UK, England as well. So I think it's night time over there. It's always amazing when I can talk to people who share their ideas, who can relate to topics, or who have something valuable to share and help people out there too. But that's what cancel culture is doing. When you are not you're not agreeing with certain networks saying that you can't use this and this and this word, like political correctness. I think there's a dictionary of words now that you can't say because you can offend someone. But always obstacles that we've got to overcome in the world. 2022. So I'll leave it there for the show today on the Stephen Shields radio show. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can purchase merchandise from my Redbubble store. Links will be in the description. Please subscribe and turn on your notifications so you get new episodes every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. Share any of your favourite episodes on your social media if you're inspired by today's show. And please follow me on Spotify as well. Give my podcast a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you subscribe to your podcast. I'm on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Overcast app as well. And you can subscribe to my YouTube channel so you get new videos every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. I wish you all the best, and bye for now.